Check, check. We are back. We are back. We are back. Listen, man, I just got back home from work covering Little League baseball. Summertime is hot, it's blazing. I get back in my car, I write the story, I go to McDonald's. First of all, I'm in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey, Manchester. No connection. Have to drive to McDonald's to write the story. I write the story. I'm done. Send it to my editor. Cool. I'm about to drive home. Check my Twitter, and I see that Jaylen Brown was traded to the Philadelphia Sixers for Paul George and a couple of picks. Now, leading up to this, I was a little worried because obviously ESPN has just been like making it a big story. Well, LeBron James saying he's not going to the Lakers next year was a number one story. And then Giannis going to the Miami Heat, it kind of came and went because the Heat aren't really like contenders, even with Giannis there. And then there was Jaylen Brown. And the fact that the Celtics tried to get Giannis and they put Jaylen Brown in those trade talks for Giannis. They couldn't get him. And now every day ESPN has just been hammering that like Jaylen Brown's going somewhere. Jaylen Brown's going somewhere. Jaylen Brown's going somewhere. Does he stay? Does he not? Everyone thinks he goes. And a lot of analysts was right. Wendy was right. Brian Windhurst was right. He's gone. I'm a little shocked. Can't really say I'm too happy, too pleased about this. Because also earlier today, I saw that Mitchell Robinson got picked up from the New York Knicks to the Celtics. Mitchell Robinson came off the bench last year for the Knicks. Terrible at free throws to the point where he was being hack-a-shacked. If you don't know what that is, that means teams are deliberately fouling him when he steps on the court just so he can take some free throws because he shoots about 50%, maybe a little bit less from the free throw line. It's that bad, y'all. It's worse than Shaq. And I was already skeptical from that as well because Mitchell Robinson, hello, we need a big that can shoot. You see how Joe Mazzulla likes to have his team play, like to shoot a lot of threes. When we had Porzingis, we won a championship, even when he didn't even play for most of the playoffs. So when he did, it came at the right time in the championship against the Mavericks, and we won. So we get Mitchell Robinson, who can't shoot anything. Athletic, can rebound, hustle plays, can't shoot. Okay. And the draft, NBA draft, happened last week. We picked two bigs. One can hit some open shots, but none of them are lotteries. None of them are, I would consider, huge steals. They might be good players in the NBA for sure. I'm not doubting that, but we're talking about winning right now. So going to the offseason, we wanted centers. That was the biggest issue, just a center. Jason Tatum's going to come back. We saw him when he came back at the end of this season. He looked good, and then he played a little too much minutes, and then he was hurt, couldn't play Game 7. All right, come back, we'll be good. We just need a good center who can also shoot, some bigs that can help us defend defend Joel Embiid in that Eastern Conference. Now, with this Paul George trade, who's 36, who was suspended for a large chunk of the season for illegal substances by the NBA standards, and played his best basketball when he was with the Indiana Pacers and a little bit with OKC. OKC was probably his prime, but then again, they wasn't really contenders. The Indiana Pacers, when he was with the Pacers, they were. So, excuse me. Therefore, Paul George, sorry, y'all. Paul George to the Pacers. That was his best basketball. Now he's 36. He just came off a season when he averaged 37 points. He came off a season when he averaged 17 points a night. 17 points a night. Played 37 games. Due to suspension, due to some of it just being older, 36, some injuries. Season before that, 41 games. He only spent 2 seasons with the Sixers. And in his 2 seasons, he played 78 games. Y'all know what 82 games is in a one NBA season. 82 games in one NBA season. He played with the Sixers for the past 2 seasons. He hasn't even equaled up to those type of games. He's never played 82 games a season in his life. 2015, 2016, he played 81 games. We trade him for Jaylen Brown, a former Finals MVP guard who just finished top 6 in MVP voting, led the Celtics to a good seed in the Eastern Conference until a playoff berth when people wrote them off because Jason Tatum wasn't playing and we lost Drew Holiday and we lost Kristaps Porzingis and all that stuff prior to those things. I just don't get it now. You know, some people are going to say, well, it was bound to happen. What was the Celtics supposed to do? Their hands were tied. Jaylen Brown, they showed Jaylen Brown wasn't wanted in Boston. Listen, he's on the max. He's getting paid a lot of money. He'll figure it out. Now, what I do find interesting is the Jason Tatum lack of comments. I do find it interesting. I think the Finals MVP going to Jaylen Brown when they won the championship, I think that created a little bit of a rift. I don't have any inside sources to back that claim up, but I think it's interesting because throughout all this, we never heard any sort of comment or any sort of Instagram post or Facebook post from Jason Tatum saying, yo, I want my dog here. They never really seemed like the best of friends, never seemed like it was truly any issues between them. But never seemed like the best of friends. And now it's just done, man. I am like shocked. As a Celtics fan, I'm upset, a little hurt. You know, Jaylen Brown coming off his best season, averaging 28 points, played 71 games, and we trade him for a guy who averaged 17 points in 37 games last season. It's the most games he's played his entire career in the NBA. Most games he started in one season. Like 34 minutes. Like I just want to hop on here to show my reaction of this trade. Yeah, man, I'm shocked. And with the Mitchell Robinson pickup and the draft pickups, you know, I expect them to try to get a big this offseason. I've said it in the shorts. I've said it in the podcast on this YouTube page. And they did, but not the type of bigs that fit Joe Mazzulla. I'm curious to see what Joe Mazzulla thinks of this. I think he's going to try and make a positive out of it. Obviously, he goes to the podium. He's going to be excited to have Paul George because he is dynamic. You know, he does have a bag. He can score. He can shoot threes. He's never won a championship, though. He's never won a championship. Jaylen Brown has. And he's going to a place with Tyrese Maxey, VJ Escombe, and Joel Embiid. It in the same conference. It's like they felt like they owed Jaylen Brown something for treating him with the Giannis thing because it's just like a favor they just did him, even to the detriment of the Celtics. They just eliminated us, and we helped them become better and younger with a Finals MVP in his prime. I, Today's one of those days as a Boston fan, you're not happy. You're sad. A little bit of mixed feelings because we did get a championship out of Jaylen Brown. This isn't one of those superstars that we had for 10, 15 years that gave us scoring titles, that gave us so many all-star appearances, all NBA teams, that gave us shoe deals and no championships to show for it. He gave us a championship. So though it's a sad day, it's not like we got nothing from the guy. We did. He gave us a championship, and in Boston, that means a lot. It lasts forever. As a Boston fan in New England, it remains in history. And if he wins a championship in Philadelphia, same thing. Same thing. Huge sports culture in Philadelphia. So, yeah, Boston fans, I hope y'all feel me on this one. I'm hurt, confused, shocked, frustrated, wondering why didn't he go to the West? Why do you have to go to the team that eliminated us and made them better and younger. And we got older. We got a 36-year-old way past his prime that's doing podcasts in the middle of the season, taking prescriptions or taking substances that the league prohibits. And what are we doing? And then against the Knicks, where did he go? What happened to him? The next round after they beat us, where did he go? What did he do? He did nothing. I wish I could give some hope. I'm sure I will in the next coming weeks when I get on this, but that's all I can say right now. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please go on my Substack. Please go on the YouTube, the videos, the lives, the shorts. I'll be covering all Boston sports this season, once again. So I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Peace.